So on the road here, and I wanted to record a quick video to post later in the week that explains a little bit about why you need to buy leads on a weekly basis. Besides the fact that I can simply guarantee that by not purchasing leads, you start a clock that ends your career. Be it 6 weeks to 6 months later, it's just an unfortunate proven fact. If you can't afford leads, there are a lot of strategies you can try. Cold door knocking, warm market, business loans, loans from families, IMOs that offer free lead programs. But irregardless, if you aren't receiving and typically purchasing fresh leads weekly, you're just going to continue to rinse and repeat and recycle the hardest part of your lead set. You're going to make your job harder and harder up and until the point where you're back working an actual job and not your insurance career. I've got some notes that probably aren't going to translate very well on screen, but I'm going to use this to hopefully help you follow along. So let's assume you purchased 20 leads, and let's assume these are fresh and exclusive direct mail leads. I've got the number 20 written on the top of this paper. You should probably be buying more than 20 leads, but let's just keep it simple. Out of those 20 leads, I believe a couple truths. First, that lead 1 through 5, or 5 leads out of that set of 20, are relative laydown sales. That means if you go out there and work a 4 to 5 day work week, like you would at any other job, you start at 10, you work until 6, and you work these leads thoroughly. 1 through 5 are laydowns. That means 1 app a day, 5 app a week kind of work. Anybody can go out there, and if they're doing a full work week, they'll find about 5 applications. Next, leads 6 through 12. Leads 6 through 12 in that 20 lead pack. Here's what those leads are. Those are moderate skill level or moderate effort leads. That means you have to be working harder than everybody else, longer, earlier, etc., or be a little bit better than everybody else to have the potential to close any of leads 6 through 12. What's typically going to happen? People aren't going to work hard enough. They're not going to be in front of these people. Their skill level isn't going to be high enough, and they simply aren't going to sell these. But with an average amount of work effort, you'll still sell lead 1 through 5. Now here's the important part, the next important part. Lead 13 through 20, no one's going to sell. I don't care how long you work, how good you are, for one reason or the other, you just aren't going to sell these. They're never home, they're dead, they moved, you can't find them, they don't speak English, they don't qualify, they don't want it. Whatever the excuse is, lead 13 through 20, out of your 20 leads, you simply aren't going to sell. Now you have to work all of your leads to determine where each is going to fall, and that's important as well. Let's take this to the next step. You've worked week 1. You worked a full week. You sold about 5 policies. You sold lead 1 through 5. Let's cross them off. Lead 6 through 12. You got 1 sale. Not yet. We're in a week 2. So all the easy sales are gone. In week 2, all you have left is leads 6 through 12. Got that? Now remember, lead 13 through 20, no one can sell. No matter how good you are, how hard you work, they're just lost, trash, junk. So let's subtract that. That means you have about 6 leads left this week, week 2, of continuing to work the same 20 leads to work. And with 6 leads, let's say for some luck, you find 1 additional sale. Nope, make it 2. You made 2 sales off of those moderate effort, moderate skill leads. And you worked a full week, but instead of selling 5 policies, you only sold 2. But between the 2 weeks, you made enough money. Money's fine, but you aren't buying leads anymore. I don't know why. Here's where it gets really interesting. You've now worked in week 1, all of the laydowns, sold 5 policies. Week 2, all of the extra middle of this pack, the hard stuff, and you lucked out. You sold 2 policies, 7 over 2 weeks, but you didn't buy leads. And now we're into week 3. And in week 3, all you have left is a little bit of the moderate leads by some grace. You haven't gotten to them all, gotten yeses, gotten nos, thrown them out, and all of the leads that nobody could sell. So what happens? You get into week 3 and you're a little frustrated. You're a little tired. You haven't bought leads. Your motivation is low. Your leads are low. You don't sell anything. Like, you literally couldn't even on a full 5-day week, but now you're in a week 3 and you have no sales. Now what happens? Week 4, you get angry, you get frustrated, you haven't got leads, no sales again. And before you know it, you're into week 5 or 6, your IMO doesn't have any more leads for you because you haven't been buying any more leads, and you're out of the business. That's crazy, right? Like, just from one set of leads that you didn't continue to purchase, you made the normal amount of sales. You made a few extra sales. And then you got into the statistical part where you weren't going to sell anything. And because you didn't buy more leads, you made your job harder until you were out of the business altogether. Here's my encouragement to you this morning, this afternoon, or whenever you're watching this video. Freaking buy leads every week. At least 20. No matter how many days you work, no matter how many apps you sold, no matter how good or how bad it was. And if that means you have to work with a free lead IMO, that means you have to borrow money from your mom, that means you have to take a loan, knock strangers' doors, whatever it is, you have to be getting fresh leads every week to make this business work. Like the video, comment below if you agree, subscribe so we can keep doing this, and thanks for watching.